Hey everyone, it's Ray with Ashcraft EMS. If you've landed on my page, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. Most likely the reason why the algorithm sent you to me is because you are in the process of starting your EMS career. You're currently working as an EMT, paramedic, or a firefighter, and you're finding that there's some value in my page. I want to take a moment to introduce myself and kind of let you know what I'm all about, what services I have to offer. But before we get started, I definitely want to just start with expressing some gratitude and just say thank you for choosing a life of service to your community. You are one of the good guys running towards danger when other people are running away, and that's, absolutely admirable. I am a licensed paramedic in the state of California. I am a lead EMT instructor with the local program here, and I've been doing it for quite a while. About a year and a half ago or so, I started a coaching and tutoring business out of necessity. I kind of started at the beginning of lockdowns when I noticed that going virtual, students really were struggling with passing EMT school. I think you guys already know that we have a deficit of first responders in the industry, and I felt that there was a need that needed to be filled, and I have a service to offer. And so basically I created Ashcraft EMS as an umbrella company that provides solutions to problems that I've witnessed in the field over the last 15 years or so of my career. Basically, I'm starting at the very, very beginning. I'm hoping that this has a kind of butterfly effect, that if I can start at the very beginning and help more people not only just pass EMT school, but pass with grace and really establish a really solid foundation, they're gonna go out there and not only pass school and pass the NREMT and actually get out there and put boots on the ground, which is going to be great for the industry, but it's also going to make them better providers and better quality providers. And ultimately that's kind of my goal, is making the world better in the way that I can serve, since this is specifically my niche. I personally mostly focus on first generation EMT students. So basically what that means is, for myself, I was the first person that was going into EMS in my family. Granted, my mom was a nurse, but she worked at a nursing home. It wasn't quite the same. My dad was a truck driver. So I didn't have an uncle or brother or best friend or anybody that could show me and kind of put me on game to what it takes to pursue a career in EMS or fire. I literally didn't know what agencies to go to, what schools to go to. I didn't know how to study. I wasn't the best student. All of the things that you're probably experiencing while you're here, or why somebody sent you my page. And I still know what that feels like, even though it's been probably 15 years or so. And as an EMT instructor, I have just witnessed the same exact issues that all students basically experience, and I've come up with pretty much a solution for that. And so if you are in EMT school, or you're starting your career, or you are kind of seeking out mentorship, if you basically wish that you had somebody that kind of had your back, you wish someone that you could literally DM or call, or book a coaching session with, or bounce an idea off, maybe get some advice on, hey, is this a good department to work for, or is this a good path for me to be on? I can be that person for you, and I have a staff of people that also have a lot of knowledge and resources available for you as well. So feel like I'm kind of rambling a little bit. This is a little bit vulnerable for me to kind of post this about me. I don't really talk about myself that much, but I kind of just do. So basically, since I've started doing this, it's been incredibly successful. I have an academy that I run locally here that works in conjunction with the program that I teach at. So basically, if you're in school, you're getting your education there, but if you want to, what we call master your craft, and if you really want to get the information, if you really want to comprehend it and understand it, and not just pass, but pass with grace, and pass with joy, and pass with fun. My academy locally here meets a couple times a week for in-person workshops in my shop here, and it's basically a skills gym. It's a place where students can get access to the equipment off hours. We do workshops where we practice medical and trauma scenarios, which is a huge part of your learning. We go over comprehension and we talk about all the different topics, the drugs, the protocols, and all those things. And we go back and forth, and we go around the table, and we work in little groups, and we basically make sure that we get it, and we kind of all cross the finish line together. So typically I have about 90 students in the EMT program, and I have about 45 to 50 of them are in my academy getting extra help. And that's been really, really fun. But my next transition is to start trying to help nationwide. And so I also do virtual coaching. So if you're not in the Sacramento area, if you're not in California, if you're not able to get over here to the workshop itself, I offer Zoom coaching, which is actually pretty much just as good, because a lot of the stuff that we do is verbal. Now, obviously I can't teach you how to put a regulator onto an O2 tank virtually. We can talk through it, but we can't get the hands-on like we do here. But in regards to all the mindset, getting your house in order, basically getting your comprehension down, running back-to-back scenarios, all those kinds of things, I can do all of that virtually in coaching. And so if you're interested in that, if you're like, man, I could really use a tutor, maybe a tutor has worked for you in the past, or maybe this is the first time that you're gonna ever experience a tutor, and intuitively you're telling yourself, you know what, it's really important to me that I pass this class. It's really important because not only, I invested my money and my time into this, maybe I adjusted my schedule or really had to pull some strings to make this program work because you're working full time, you're a parent, something like that. Maybe you're not that studious, like myself. You're maybe a 70 to 85% test taker, and your program requires like an 80%, and you just don't want to be on the edge of your seat. You don't want to just pass. You want to really know it, because you know that eventually lives are going to be on the line. Your career is going to be on the line, and you really want to kind of master your craft. You want to be really good. You want to feel confident going into the field, because God knows there's a lot of things to think about when doing this. Obviously the work that we're going to be doing is going to be pretty intense, but on top of that, we're going to have to be performing under pressure. So if we want this to be kind of muscle memory, if we want this to be comprehension, I can help you with that. And so we have anything from individual booking sessions. If you want me to just give you a call, I can give you a call and we can just chop it up a little bit. I can send you a text, give you some direction. If you have like, hey, I was doing this online app and this question is kind of bogus, what's that all about? I'll like fire back and say, you know what, like this is kind of like this, is like that. Or we can do a 1 hour session, or we can set up a program where maybe I meet with you once a week throughout your program, and make sure that you're staying on track, kind of give you an idea of where your program's going, fill in all the holes, things like that. So we can cater those to your needs. I also have a lot of digital products that are available for download. So basically I have a master narrative guide that is, if you were kind of wondering, hey, I kind of know what to do. I know what the NREMT sheet is. I know the BSI scene safe. I've learned about e-names. I know what the ABCs are, but like, what the heck do you actually say? I actually have a digital download that you can purchase that actually has it in quotations. At this point, I'm going to do this. I am now going to walk up to my patient and do this. Mr. and Mrs. Proctor, how do I do this? Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Patient. My name is Ray. I'm an EMT. It's very nice to meet you. What made you call 911 today? It sounds like you're having difficulty breathing today. Blah, 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 all of those kind of sentences. So it's kind of like a script for you. I'm a little hesitant to give it to you guys until you've memorized the NREMT sheet. I really think that that's important that you memorize that first. But once you get that locked in and you want to know, like, all right, how do I make it look smooth? How do I make it sound smoother? How do I make it look good? I've literally crafted the exact lines to say to make you look just like a boss. And when you go do your medical scenarios in class, just dunk on fools. And when it's time to do your NREMT, you not only are going through the motions, but you're also saying it as if you are a seasoned provider. And for some students, that actually helps a lot, because they can kind of reverse engineer the sheet. When they know what to say, then they understand why they're saying that. And ultimate comprehension is kind of where we're going with this. A couple other things I have is I have a digital download that has all of the signs and symptoms in one kind of category there. So if you want to know what are the exact signs and symptoms, or categories, says like, AMI, and it's going to say signs and symptoms is diaphoretic, chest pain, right into the left arm, jaw. What is the protocol that we're going to do? We're going to do aspirin, nitro. What are the contraindications? Be concerned about maybe head injury, erectile dysfunction medications, things like that. And they're all organized on there. So basically you can create your own flashcards off of that, or you can just use that as a master study guide, because I think a lot of times we're wondering, how do I put these pieces together? What's the difference between CHF and COPD? What's the difference between a kidney stone and appendicitis? And the book likes to hear itself talk, right? There's a lot of fluff in there, so I kind of condensed it in there and made it as simple as possible. And these are national protocols, so it should translate across all programs. And basically, because I have been doing it for so long, I'm very fortunate to be able to know exactly what needs to go in there, so it's, if you will, curated perfectly. The last thing that I have to offer, well, it's really not the last, but the other main thing that a lot of students are interested in is I actually have a scenario bank. And so one of the problems that a lot of the EMT students have been saying is like, hey, Ray, you know, it's been great, but I'm practicing at home and I don't know how to get my family members, my brother, my sister, my friends, or even other students to proctor scenarios. Especially with the other students, if you don't even know what the signs and symptoms are yourself, how are you going to, you know, proctor a scenario for you guys to practice if you don't know what the vital signs should be for chest pain or for abdominal pain or whatever the thing is? And so it's kind of blind leading the blind. So knowing that, I basically created a scenario bank with easy, medium, hard, and impossible sections for all the different categories of cardiac, respiratory, abdominal, psych, all those kinds of things. And what's great about it is it marches out with the NREMT, and just like with the master narrative guide, it is in quotations the exact line that your family member, friend, or other student needs to say. So they don't actually need to know how to proctor a scenario. They don't even need to know what they're saying. But when you say, what is my airway, it's gonna literally say you notice that the patient's head is down, you hear snoring respirations. Or if it says, what's the circulation, it's going to exactly say what the rate and quality is, the pulse, what the skin signs are, maybe cap refill, any of those types of things. And they're in quotations so that all you need to do is just kind of coach the person who's going to do it for you and say, hey, this is kind of the vibe of what we're trying to do. When I get to this section, you just read this line to me. And then at the bottom, it kind of says, you know, the protocols of what you should do. And then some contraindications of if you accidentally gave nitro with a blood pressure below 90 or 100, then, you know, that would be a critical fail. And it kind of kits those in there so you can kind of learn that. So there are other resources available that that go towards kind of like getting your house in order. I've got a pre-academy video that you can download that is basically for before you start EMT school or within the first week or two of starting EMT school. That one's honestly a little bit challenging to get to students because a lot of people don't find me until they're a little bit behind the 8 ball and they're already starting to struggle. If you can help spread the word and get that out and let people know, hey, you're starting EMT school, dude, you have to watch this 2-hour presentation on YouTube and watch this because it's going to tell you exactly what you're getting into. It's going to have pro tips on study habits and study guides. And that's not just me telling you, hey, you need to study for 4 hours a day. It's telling you exactly how to study and some hacks that I use to be a successful test taker, an active listener, how to sift through the stuff that's important. It's going to tease out all the things in each chapter that you need to be mindful to pay attention to. It's going to talk about also your mindset and getting your house in order in regards to making sure that you can allocate the time, having conversations with your family members and friends about, hey, I'm about to go into this kind of thing, and trying to make sure that you are set up for success so that you have this time available so that you can devote it to there so you can be successful. I've gone so far to write some prefabricated letters that you could actually serve your family members. A lot of times that is kind of challenging to start the conversation of asking for space to study. And so if you don't really know how to ask your boss for maybe some time off, to take some sick leave, you feel kind of apprehensive about doing that. Maybe you're nervous about telling your partner, hey, I might be physically present, but I might be a little bit out there because I'm so kind of stressed about this class. I've literally got a letter that comes from me advocating for you that says, hey, my name is Ray Ashcraft. I'm an instructor for an EMT program. I'm sending you this letter for your name here to advise you that this patient, or this patient, sorry, yeah, I guess you feel like a patient, right? That this student is entering into an EMT program that's going to require this, and the other. These are the ways that you can help support them. These are some of the things that you might see them experiencing that is completely normal, and these are some resources that can blah, 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 and da, da, da. It's also geared towards family members, friends, and then also, your company and your place of work, if you're open to disclosing that you're making a career change. And some companies are, but again, being able to bring that up, this is kind of your opening thing. Say, hey, I'm gonna give you this letter, I want you to read it, and then we can talk about it. And so we've got a lot of offers like that available to you. Basically, you can DM me anytime. You can DM pass, and that can kind of start the conversation. You can leave a comment or whatever, and you can book a session with me. But regardless, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. I have a lot of things that we're going to be doing to reach out to the community that I'm very excited about, that we're going to be launching very soon. But for right now, I think that what we're doing is pretty impactful. I've helped hundreds and thousands of students pass EMT programs, pass NREMT nationwide. I'm really good at this. I'll be honest with you, I'm really good at it. I think that I make a comfortable environment for the students. We end up in our Zoom sessions becoming friends and keep in touch, and my DMs and my text messages are flooded with success stories of people saying like, hey, I passed ARMT, I couldn't have done it without you. Man, this is really weird talking about myself, but I think that a lot of times some of the coaches and offerings out there are just not quite as easygoing as I feel that I can be. And so if you're looking for a mentor, if you wish that you had a person that you can call, you wish that you could get some guidance and make sure that you weren't wasting your time, your energy, your money in the right place, I'll even tell you which boots to buy. I'll tell you what books to buy, if that stethoscope is good or not. That's kind of what I do. So I'm here for you. Thank you for being here. Again, thank you for choosing a career in EMS. You're one of the good guys, and if I can do anything to serve you and help you, I would love to do that. And so thanks for the follow, give the likes and the comments and things like that. We're gonna be doing some giveaways, so pay attention to that, and I'll see you out there. Thanks.